Warning, the following presentation might include information that is highly contested by an established consensus. Duly warned. Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Danley. I'm an astronomer. I worked for the NASA Hubble Space Telescope project for 10 years, and for the last 14 years, I've been the curator of Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles, California. I don't actually know anyone who actually believes in the flat Earth theory, but I've seen statistics that say that some substantial fraction, like 20%, 30%, I've even seen something as high as 50%, which I just have to not believe because it's too depressing. But once you take a look at it, you come see that it just doesn't hold up. All right, here it goes.
Since the Victorian age, humanity has given in to the illusion that there is a natural world which can be measured and understood.
That there's a natural world that can be understood is an illusion? I'm sorry, first sentence, forget about it.
One question nobody seemed to pose and no one ever again seemed to doubt was the shape of our world.
I think that question's been posed pretty much since the beginning of human thought.
It turns out, we have been asking the wrong questions all along.
Wrong questions. Well, first of all, let me start with the fact that you could never get that view, let alone the fact that the Earth is the wrong shape. There is no way you could ever get such a view where the sun is smaller than the Earth. The sun is over 100 times the diameter of the Earth. You could fit 1 million Earths inside the sun. Not to mention the fact that it's so hot, you couldn't have it so close by. We'd all be fried. The moon is inside the Earth's atmosphere. Holy crap, what's hanging from the bottom of the Earth? They look like stalactites or stalagmites, whichever one that is.
At the outer edge of the world, we find the Antarctic ice wall.
Outer edge of the world? I don't think so. It's on the South Pole.
The wall was first discovered in 1841 by the British explorer James Clark Ross when he circumnavigated the edge of the known Earth.
He circumnavigated Antarctica.
The ice wall is, along most of its length, 150 meters high, and by the description of Ross, an impenetrable shield of ice.
Okay, so Ross did say that it was an impenetrable shield of ice, but that's because he was in a ship. Just meant the ship couldn't sail in.
Some predict that there is a rim. Others theorize that the world stretches indefinitely.
I have a pet peeve about the word theorize. It makes it sound like, well, it's just a theory. Like I could be making up anything. Gravity is a theory. These are things that have been tested so many times, and it undercuts the seriousness and the meaning of all of the work that goes behind actually trying to understand something as basic as why do things fall when you drop them?
The Terran plane is not finite, and that beyond the ice wall, other lands exist. The most popular of these theories is the Summer Gate theory.
Summer Gate theory sounds very spooky.
That the ice wall just near New Zealand melts during the summer and leaves passage open to another ring of continents. These continents are lit by another sol called Ball.
Wait a second, there's another sun, and except being called Sol, it's called Ball?
Some theorize that the mythical places of Atlantis and Hyperborea, or many of the other lost continents of history, are just behind the Arctic ice wall.
I feel quite certain that we would have heard from someone in New Zealand if there were a secret summer gate to realms unknown with a whole other sun. How come we haven't seen pictures of this? What did they do? It's supposed to explain what we see in the sky, but it absolutely doesn't. For starters, if that disk is flat, the sun is illuminating it everywhere on the disk. So even if it's all the way on the far side of the disk, you still see the sun. So the sun would never set. The other thing that's a problem with this is that how do you get a lunar eclipse? The sun and moon are on opposite sides of the Earth. And in this model, the sun and moon are always on the same side of the I don't even know, the non-stalactite side of the Earth. Cover up.
The fake space programs of NASA and the Russians
are already fake space program.
The sphere model has been propagated during the 20th century. NASA doesn't hide the true shape of the Earth. During their early fakes, they showed pictures of the spheroid Earth and are now stuck with it.
They had bad idea for their fakes early on by making it a globe, and now they're stuck with it.
Immense sums of money that are invested by governments and corporations in supposed space programs are used to a large extent to pay off the officials and many people who know about the true shape of the Earth, as well as so-called educators on TV.
Hey, wait, now that's getting personal. So all of that money didn't go to building rockets. It went to paying off people? That's a real accusation.
In the 1950s, during the Cold War, The two opposing blocks of the totalitarian USSR and the free world under the leadership of the United States started the competition of the supposed space race.
Okay,
Why
space
space and
race.
its supposed conquest was so important was explained by Senate Majority Leader and later President Lyndon B. Johnson. Quote, "Control of space means control of the world."
That was part of the Cold War and the space race for sure.
The Soviets, meanwhile, resorted to their first hoaxes with the supposed Sputnik satellite. This was in reality just a radio transmission that was broadcasted by a high-altitude aircraft, as previously uncovered documents at the end of the USSR in 1990 show.
My parents saw it, so I guess maybe they're part of the conspiracy too. You could see it at night, go over, and you could then see it come back 90 minutes later. So people tracked it. No airplane even today can fly that fast.
There is no flat Earth conspiracy, but a fake space flight cabal that uses the illusion of space travel to make trillions worldwide. The moon is a revolving sphere. It has a diameter of 32 miles and is located approximately 3,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The moon is thought to be spherical.
Okay, the moon is spherical, but the Earth is not.
It moves from 3,000 miles to 2,000 miles over the duration of a month.
That's crazy, because if I were 300 feet away from you and then I was 200 feet away from you, I would look larger, and we would actually see it grow and shrink.
In 1969, the moon was the setting of a fictional worldwide television broadcast in which the United States of America claimed to have landed on the moon. The hoax was discovered by independent researchers, but many of them have since been silenced by NASA agents or pressured into publicly stating that they were wrong.
Okay, I worked for NASA for 10 years. I can tell you no one has ever pressured anybody to lie about something as fundamental as that. I do remember when during the Bush administration, we had to remove the words Big Bang out of press releases coming from Hubble. That was a different thing. A lot of people gave their lives, spent their lives making this dream come true for the United States on behalf of all humankind. So it's such a deep insult to say that everyone is part of a fake, false space program.
The sun is a revolving sphere. It has a
it's
diameter
also
of
only
32 miles
across.
and is located approximately
And it is also
3,000
3,000
miles above
miles
the
from
surface
us.
of the
Okay,
Earth.
is it hot? Do they have a temperature?
The sun's area of light is similar to the spotlight of a
it's like a
searchlight.
searchlight.
This means that only certain portions of the Earth are illuminated at a time.
But as it moves around, I mean, it would look like a circle overhead, but as it moved over there, it would start to look like an oval. I mean, you can frankly take a plate and change how it looks.
The apparent view of rising and setting are caused by perspective. Just as a flock of birds overhead will descend into the horizon as they fly into the distance.
Still doesn't explain why we see the sun drop below the horizon. We don't just watch the sun get smaller, smaller, smaller. In fact, quite the opposite. At sunset, gets, again, because of the atmosphere, kind of smushed out. And when it disappears, it gets dark.
Together with the moon, the sun rotates around a mysterious central point of rotation.
So what is that point and why? I mean, what is there a physical model, or are there laws of physics to explain this? I guess it's kind of fun because the graphics are cool and you can shift things around and look at them. But my more serious self thinks that's not fun at all, because it has a real downside in that it makes people believe that anything could be true. Not to be a killjoy, but this kind of thing can lead to people thinking, well, I don't need to get vaccinated. You know, getting vaccinated will save lives. It could be your own life. I want to be really clear that I have no objection to alternative theories. Theory, again, is something that's been tested and tested and tested. That's how we make progress, is by challenging conventional ideas with new ideas and then looking for which is the stronger idea. You know, we're at a kind of rough time historically where it's never been truer that anybody can say anything and everybody's got a platform. And so how do you discriminate between what's true and what's just some guy's idea or gal's idea? And at the same time, it's kind of stakes have never been higher for our health, for our democracy, for everything. It may look great, it may sound convincing with a British accent, but you have to really look at what they're saying and ask yourself if it's true. And the predictions that this flat Earth model has does not match what we see in the sky. It's just that simple. I mean, I gotta say, I really did enjoy sitting here going, what?
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of Professionals Play. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe because we got plenty more content. Check it out.